folks, WisteriaMoon here, and today I am coming back at y'all with a brand new Feral video, which I am super psyched for. A little rundown of what's been happening with Feral is that it is essentially a new game in development by WildWorks, the company that brought us Animal Jam and Play Wild, and currently Feral is in beta testing, meaning that the game has not been released to the public. Right now it's being tested to work out any potential bugs and glitches before its full release so that it's in good working order, but that said, it's still super fun to make videos about and to play, even though not everything is working 100% as of yet. So I've been around since this game's very first day of closed beta testing, and I've kind of been following along with its entire development process and all of its updates. It was first released for closed beta testing in December of 2019, and myself and the rest of the closed beta testers were ecstatic. We could not wait to get our hands on it. It exceeded a lot of our expectations, but of course, there were only limited features introduced at this time, and a ton of glitches to be worked out. So that initial wave of closed beta came to a close in, I believe, February of 2019. Feral was no longer playable by anyone, and only a select few people even got to try playing it in the first place. There was a random drawing for that first wave of beta testing, and then once that finished, we were kind of all left to just wait and see if it reopened. So about 2 weeks ago now, Feral's developers actually sent out an email to everyone that signed up to beta test the game on their website that was talking about the fact that Feral was now opening for a second round of closed beta testing and that new testers would be added to this new wave. So now a lot more people are going to be able to test this game than were even allowed to test it in the first wave of beta. So that is some pretty exciting stuff. Now, the unfortunate part of this is that all of the account data from that first wave of beta testing was deleted except for the usernames of those initial beta testers. That's it. So all the progress that I had made in the first wave of beta testing was completely erased. All of my items, all of my buddies, everything. It was some tragic stuff because I actually put in quite a few hours of gameplay and had quite a bit of resources collected, but that's alright. We were warned, in all fairness. So, within a few days of that mass email being sent out, Feral reopened for the second wave of closed beta testing on March 18th, and I don't believe any new beta testers were added, but all the original beta testers in the first wave of Feral beta were allowed to play during the second wave, including myself. Unfortunately, I was not able to hop on at that time, but I ended up coming in a few days after it was reopened, and ever since I've been doing my best to get acquainted with all the new features. So I am now here to share all of that with you guys because even though more beta testers will be added during this closed period, it still is closed beta. So most people aren't actually going to be able to give the game a try themselves, and I've decided that it's my job to share as much of it as possible so that you guys can really feel like you're along for the ride as well. And I just wanted to put out this little disclaimer that the reason things are closed is because much of the game is still in development, so the servers just can't handle massive amounts of players at this time, and they really just need a select handful of people to give high quality feedback about glitches. So it would be way too much to manage if they had an open beta period at this point. I don't know how many waves of closed beta and open beta testing there is going to be. I also don't know when they're going to add new players and how many new players they're going to add, but definitely stay tuned to my channel for updates on that, and especially make sure to subscribe to Feral's mailing list on their website, which I'll link below, and tune into this very helpful website, Feral Archives, because there are a lot of dedicated Feral beta testers that run this website and write helpful articles with a bunch of updates about the game and what's going on. So yeah, those are all really good resources. Anyways, enough of this boring stuff. I now want to get into some of the main updates with this game. The most notable new addition is the map. So as you can see here, we have a lot of lands. During the first wave of beta, the only available lands were City Farah, Mugmire Marsh, and the Shattered Bay, which used to be called the Trader's Port, but now it's called Shattered Bay for some reason. Sunken Thicket was on the map, but it was grayed out, so you actually couldn't visit it. Now, in addition to the Sunken Thicket, we also now have access to the Blood Tundra and the Lake Root Valley, both of which are questing and resource gathering lands similar to the Mugmire Marsh. I believe that the three of these lands comprise the Expanse, which is the broad term given to the lands in which you can obtain resources and go on quests. At least I'm pretty sure that's how that works. Now, another huge update that I want to point out is the fact that Feral's logo has been updated. So I'm going to do a little comparison picture between the two logos. The original logo definitely had a more, I guess, full face. The updated logo is a bit narrower and sleeker. I'm not really sure why they updated the logo. My guess is maybe to match the face of the Kitsune better, because the Kitsune's face, as you can see from this little shot right here, is a lot slimmer than what was depicted in the first logo. So I'm assuming that's why. And they've also changed some of the avatar customization features. There used to be a lot more different head options, and they've taken a lot of those out. So yeah, I feel like that old logo doesn't really reflect either of have these two head options. So my guess is that's why they updated it, but I'm not really sure. Either way, I like the new logo. I mean, it's similar enough to the old logo where it doesn't really bother me that they changed it. At first it threw me off a little bit, but I guess it's a good way to distinguish the first wave of closed beta from the second wave. So, getting into some of the other updates. We don't have many new additions to Cityfera, except we now have a new game available. I suppose that you could call it a new game, although it's not quite that. I'll just show you guys a quick little preview. There were 3 mini games originally added to Feral, which are called Do or Die, What the Hex, and Twiggle Builders. This is the only other new gaming option, but it's more of a gambling type of game. I played Queen's Duel, but I really have no idea how it works. I need to like look this up, but basically it's a dice game and you get to like keep certain ones and re-roll others, but I'm not really sure what any of it does. Honestly, it's very confusing to me. Yep, I lost. Wait, no, it's a tie. Oh, JK, I lost. Well, that's fun. Anyway, I do think that it's interesting that Feral has added an actual gambling game. I guess that's the more mature aspect of it, although they've added a lot more mature things than that in this new version of the beta, which we'll get into momentarily. But that's the gambling game for y'all. So now I'm going to take a moment to show you guys the Sunken Thicket because I think this is a pretty beautiful land. Now, as I was mentioning earlier, since it's one of the lands on the outskirts, it's not so much of a questing or resource gathering land, so you can't actually pick anything up in this space. It's kind of more of a place to hang out and play games, and there's also a place where you can go to unbind items, which gives you access to the materials that were used to craft those items, and that is pretty useful. But you'll notice that this land is actually one of the most beautiful places on the entire map. I'm gonna try to get to the top of this tree to show you guys the good views, but yeah, look at the attention to detail here. It's like a magical forest. It's very majestic. It'll definitely be awesome for role-playing if you're about that life. Anyway, I'm going to show you guys this little place, Latchkey's lab. So if we talk to him real quick, we'll have this little window pop up, and here is where we can actually unbind items. So it's basically the equivalent of recycling items, but the perk is that you get some of the resources back that you used to craft the item, which is nice because let's say you used a really rare resource to craft this item and now you need it back. Well, now you have it. And you get some likes back too, which is helpful. Anyway, let's exit out of there. Another notable feature is that the game What the Hex has been moved here. It used to be available in Cityfera, but now it's in the Sunken Thicket. The game icon has also changed. Now we have this platform thing that represents the game, but before it used to just be this random button. So that's kind of interesting. Going back to the map, obviously we have the addition of the Lake Root Valley and the Blood Tundra. Now I actually want to save my tours of both of those rooms for my next video, but for the time being I'm going to show you some of the other new additions that have come to the game in terms of avatars and sanctuary customizations because that's pretty interesting. So the first thing I'd like to point out is the addition of new actions. You can actually use the key B or click on your avatar to have the actions pop up, and we now have a bunch of different actions. Before there was only sitting and sleeping, I believe. Now we have a lot of different options. I like this happy dance a lot. It's really adorable. The sad face. Aw, so sad, guys. I wish that you could loop the actions. That would be kind of nice because it seems like they're a little bit brief, but they are still pretty cool. Anyway, that's a minor update, but I still thought it was really nifty. I'm glad we have more character animations, and we also have a lot more sanctuary customization options, which is crazy. So I haven't explored this too much, but you can actually swap your sanctuary, which is really interesting. I don't know if you're going to be able to buy more. I haven't looked into this too deeply, but yeah, I guess that eventually there will be new sanctuary options perhaps that you can purchase and you'll be able to switch between them. But I think you can actually expand the floor plan of your current sanctuary right now, and you can build new rooms. So I guess I should give this a try because it's going to take 5 minutes. Luckily, I do have the right amount of resources for it, so let's hit yes. And I guess now our new room is under construction. This should be a very fun feature. It's nice that our sanctuaries will be so customizable this time because dens on Animal Jam are pretty limited and you're pretty much left to use whatever space they give you. So this is nice. Anyways, as you all may be aware, everything in Feral is based off of ingredients. In order to craft items, expand your sanctuary, and dye things, you need to combine certain combinations of ingredients, some of which are common, others of which which are rare. And now you can trade ingredients with other players. Basically everything in this game is tradable. So this helps because if you can't craft an item, you can actually see if someone else you know has that rare ingredient that you might be missing. But anyway, that is a fun new feature that was recently added. Another thing I want to point out is the revamping of player cards, and oh, I guess the private chat works too, which I haven't even attempted yet. Now, I'm not sure how you get the player card to come up if you just click on the individual on the list, but I know if you search for them, their player card comes up in this style. Personally, I might like it better if it popped up in the corner like it does on Animal Jam, but either way, it's still nice. I do think it could be spruced up a little bit, I'm not gonna lie, but I like it better than what it was before because now you can actually preview the individual's avatar, whereas before it kind of just showed up as a simple gray bar. But now I'm heading back to my own sanctuary. Ooh, I guess my new room has been finished. Awesome. Guess I'm gonna go check out this upgrade. And ooh, there we have it, folks. Another room. That is some spiffy stuff. We did not have that before, so I'm really excited for this. So anyways, folks, I'm going to end this video by taking a quick little stroll through the Shattered Bay. Again, I will be giving you guys a walkthrough of the other two lands, which are the Lake Root Valley and the Blood Tundra, in my next video. But in the meantime, I need you guys to comment below two extremely important things. Number one, what's your opinion on the new Pharaoh logo? Do you like it better than the original logo, or do you think it's a downgrade? I'm just curious to see what your thoughts are. And the second question is, would you guys be interested if I uploaded, let's say, an hour-long gameplay with no voiceover and no commentary, but just really high-quality gameplay footage with the original Feral sound effects and soundtrack, so that you guys can actually feel like you're playing the game? And if I were to do this, what kind of gameplay features would you like to see? Would you be interested in seeing more of the customization and ingredients, or the lands and the geography? So tell me what you would like that to look like, or if it's something you would even be interested in watching at all, because I've never tried uploading a zero commentary video on this channel, but if there's any time that's good to do it, I think now is the time. So yeah, again, let me know your thoughts on that, and feel free to throw in any other suggestions about Feral content you'd like to see in the meantime. And I guess for now, that is just about it. So as always, folks, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!